there, Barrett Wilson here. What you just heard me playing there was built entirely from pentatonic scales, one of the best tools for creating killer rock riffs. Today, we're going to get into why pentatonic scales are so perfect for riff creation, and then we're going to make some riffs together right here, right now. The pentatonic scale is incredibly useful when it comes to creating riffs. Here's why. Simplicity. You only have 5 notes to work with, so you can't really go wrong. Mostly all good notes, too. These scales contain super musical notes. They're very playable. The patterns lay perfectly under your fingers on guitar, mostly because you can play 2 notes per string. Makes it super easy. Think about your favorite rock riffs. Chances are they're built on pentatonic foundations. When you add some nice distortion, they just sound right. Works incredibly well with bass riffs as well. Okay, time to get creative. I'm going to improvise some riffs using different pentatonic approaches. Then we'll break them down, play them together. Okay, I'm gonna start off and play in E minor pentatonic. So 5 notes here. Now remember, with E minor pentatonic, we've got low E, G, we've got A, B, and D. Those are our notes. Now you can play it low. You could also come up here and play the same notes. Or you can string it together. You can also start playing it up 1 string. This is really a fun thing to do. Let's try it out. I'm gonna count us out here and I'm gonna just kind of improvise something. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, let's check out what I was doing there. Basically, I'm starting on the root. That's always a good thing to try out. Just start on that E root. And basically, I just walked up the scale. Playing different rhythms that felt good to me. So I went E, G, A, B, D, to E. You could do it even higher. Let's try this together. This has kind of a 16th note subdivision. Here we go. 1 E and a 2, 3 E and a 4 E and a 1, 2 3 and a 4 E and a 1, 2 and a 4. Okay, let's try something different. Let's get into a second riff. Now, what if we avoid the root this time? Now, maybe we don't avoid it entirely, but let's not start on E. Let's start on a different note. Maybe I'll start on D. All right, so I'm just gonna play around here. I'm gonna count in something. Let's see what happens. 1, 2, 3, 4. Until I land on something. Okay, so here I'm kind of starting on the D string. That's the flat 7 of our scale. And I'm kind of walking down the scale a little bit. I go to B, to A, land on G. So far I haven't even touched the root, which is E. So it's sort of creating this ambiguity, maybe adding to the tension. It's not resolving. And then finally, when I go to the root, it creates this extra oomph, this sort of push. Okay, now real quick, to find more in-depth lessons on not only riff creation, but complete beginner to advanced guitar learning, make sure and click the link in the description below for a free ultimate beginner guide that includes an essential chord chart, a practice plan, a walkthrough of some beginner pitfalls to avoid, plus a whole lot more. All right, now back to the lesson. Okay, let's try a third riff idea here. We're gonna try mixing some minor and major pentatonic. So you're gonna get some different tonalities, some different flavors. This is a really cool idea. So if I'm still in E here, E major pentatonic would sound like this. So it's a little brighter, a little happier sounding. And then when we bring in minor pentatonic, now really here, we're getting a lot of rub with that minor third and the major third. Let me try something out here. Here we go. I'm gonna speed it up a little bit. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's major, minor. Okay, so I haven't quite landed on anything too solid there yet, but you get the idea. I'm going back and forth between that major tonality to minor. A major is sort of bright and sort of kind of like a call. And then the minor is sort of like this heavier response. All right, let's get into a final fourth riff idea that you can experiment with. And this is to sort of play a pentatonic idea over 2 chords. So let's take E minor and A minor. So E minor, A minor. And you can simply play pentatonic versions of both of those chords. So our same E minor shape. And you can take that up to A minor. So let's just go back and forth between those 2 chords, see what happens. 3E and a 4E. So there I was, just going back, alternating between A minor and E minor pentatonic, adding rhythms that I liked, still not totally settling on something, but getting there. Now, another thing that we could do is add the blue note to this scale, make it a little bit more bluesy. And you can do it over each chord too. It's gonna add a little bit more dissonance. It's gonna be interesting. Let's try that out. So for E minor, that's gonna happen here, this B flat or A sharp. And then here on the A minor, here D sharp or E flat. Let's see what happens. 3, 4. Okay, so you can see here, having just a 2-chord progression opens up a whole bunch of possibilities. Adding that blues note, that flat 5, gives kind of a classic rock edge, makes it a little bit more intense maybe. And now we're thinking about how riffs work over chord changes. There we go, 4 different riffs, all built from the same pentatonic foundation, but with completely different personalities. This is the beauty and simplicity of using pentatonic scales for riff creation. Now, you don't need complex theory or hundreds of scales to create some super cool and unique rock riffs. Sometimes you just need the simple ingredients, a few notes. Hope you take these concepts and start experimenting on your own. Pick a key, pick a pentatonic scale, see what riffs emerge. Try it over a simple rock beat, see what happens. Also, don't forget to record what you come up with so you have it for later. And then you could build a whole song around it. All right, have fun riffing, and be sure to enter your email for a free beginner guitar guide, linked in the description, or you can find it on the next screen. See you later.